This is Neoblade and a black screen. This is the first part of the staircase, step 4, and we'll see not a valid build order. I think the game sound is too high, so let's fix that. It resets the in settings every time I open an old replay, or sometimes it's with the how it is called, with a StarCraft 2 editor. So the first problem we see, there was a major gap in the pro production, I guess. This should never happen. This probe, which is not built, gains minerals, about I think 40 or 45 per minute, and this snowballs easily, even though in silver it won't matter, because in silver you see 5,000 minerals, 6,000 minerals all the time. And he builds a nexus at 400 supply, at 15 supply. This is not a solid build order. You build the nexus at 19 supply or 20 supply, mostly 19 supply. So don't do that. If you take a gas, put 2 probes in gas, not 1. And please try to copy a solid build order of a pro gamer, but an easy one, not a complicated one like 2-gate into Oracle or stuff like that. An easy build order, and try to copy the first 30 supply identical to the pro gamer. If he puts 2 in gas, you put 2 in gas as well. If he puts down the nexus at 19 supply, you do the same, and you try to hit timings and benchmarks. Thanks very much. This is it for the first part, and I see you in the next one. Welcome to the next part. Now we will see a solid build order. I cannot select anything. That's bad. Now it works. And how you can identify a solid build order, even if it's not a known pro gamer like Hero. This is WCS in Katowice, and you see CC first at 17, Nexus first at 17. You see a small probe cut to build the gateway, and we see 2 gas at 18, 19. And now we should see constant probe production. This is indicator 1. And in the first 30 supply, you should not see more than 300 minerals. Of course, the nexus is 400 minerals, but otherwise you should not see more than 300 minerals. But we will take a look at the first 40 supply, powered by Hero. And we see constant probe production. So many people like to open with adepts. That's totally fine in the staircase step 2, but keep in mind you have to stick with zealots and adepts, so you cannot shoot up. That's totally fine because in the staircase step 1 to step 3 you only had zealots, but I think one of the major advantages of the staircase step 4 is that you can build stalkers, phoenix or archons. But if you choose this build order, you stick to the stalkers, you can snipe overlords.
I am here in the shadows.
But I strongly recommend that you scout, because if you place a 12 pool, you will take heavy damage. Terrible damage. But these stalkers are very good to scout the front. And you see a Twilight Council is built, so you can develop charge, and a robotics facility is built, so you can build observers to scout, and you can use these 2 stalkers to scout the front, to scout the frigging front. To build these 2 adepts would only be allowed in the staircase step 5. So this is a solid build order, and thank you for listening, and I hope you bear with me, and we see us in the next part. Welcome to the next part. You switch to arcade and you search for NeoMT, and there's the old map NeoMT Proberto, but we'll use it to practice a build order. This is a build order played by Parting in Legacy of the Void. It's played on Orbital Shipyard, but it should work on Proxima Station, Honor Grounds and other maps like it, or very large maps, no problem. And we'll deactivate this stuff. And most important is you use insane settings. So you have to stay below 500 minerals and below, and then you practice your solid build order. You will find out that you only have 5 probes. It's a little bit probes remaining is 5, but you can see it here as well. No, this is the executor, I'm sorry. And you see I struggle with it. The opening is similar. I built a 17 gate and I take the gas as soon as possible. I make a little mistake. It's at 19 supply, but I wanna... this is very difficult to execute, I can tell you, because here's the probe cut, and I think I will build the gate as well. 17, right? But we take now a look at the nexus. We wanna build a probe, but only one single probe, then the first gas, then the next probe, and then the next gas. This is very difficult to execute and you have to train it a lot. But this will enable you to build early on tech like Twilight Council, which I like very much, to research charge. And it will enable you to build 2 stalkers, which you can use to scout the front, to kill overlords like Hero did, or to chase overlords and to scout the front. We will see the build order played by Parting in a later step in this video, because I will explain the mental checklist, because he scouts the front very good, and so he can react to all-ins, to cheese, to stuff like that. And Parting builds the Twilight Council at 2 minutes and 41 seconds. Before the Mothership Core he does that. You have to keep in mind I need 5 seconds to start the map, So I'm at 2 minutes and 47, I think. Sometimes it takes 10 seconds. I think it's a good timing for this map, and therefore I have to multitask this probe.
Your probes are under attack. I am here. Let our enemy.
Now my Stalker is finished, and you see it can deal with 2 Reapers quite easily. The Mothership core is finished, but I also lost 6 probes. But I doubt your opponent is able to build 2 Reapers in this short amount of a time. If you use proxy Rex, this will be possible, of course, but proxy Rex you should scout with your worker scout, with your probe. So this is it. I think Blink starts
Your probes are under
at
attack.
40 supply with parting, but we'll take a look at this replay as I told you. And there's Blink. Before the 4-minute mark, I think it's totally fine on this map to start Blink at before 4 minutes. Please keep in mind you can use Blink, but Blink is very, very complicated, and if you try it, I strongly recommend that you at least try it. Please take a look at your SQ, and if Blink is too difficult for you, you should stay with Charge. You should research Charge in your Twilight Council. And thanks very much. We see us in the next part. Welcome to the next part. This is parting against the Grandmaster McKenning. And we'll see parting play Nexus first. Keep in mind that many Protoss play 2 gates and 2 gate aggression these days. Then you have to scout and you have to react to this opening, but from bronze to a diamond you should have no problems defending this opening. If your macro is good, if your mechanics are good, and if you micro properly. You can see McKenning is building 2 adepts, and the map layout helps him. He just builds a pylon to neglect the adepts from entering the space. This should be possible on Proxima, this should be possible on Honor Grounds, but on a small map like Palladino I recommend you don't play Nexus first against 2 gate opening. But on a large map with 2 Stalkers and a Mothership core you should be able to defend 2 adepts, even though you cannot make this move. And you have seen McKenning is Parting is scouting the front.
I am here in the shadows.
And I will now explain the rules of the mental checklist. So this is the introduction for the mental checklist. The first rule is play a solid build order. I have to check the in-game sound again, if it's reset again. No, not this time. And here you see scouting the front, which is rule number 5. Rule number 2 is build probes, constantly build workers. The mental checklist is very important to execute, it's very important for all races. And build probes and keep your money low are very, very important rules. Here you can see the Stalker will chase the adept and overcharge will kill the adept. It's no problem to hold 2 adepts or 2 stalkers with this opening if it's a large map and your mechanics are good. So, next rule, no supply blocks. Very important. You should not get supply blocked until 60-60 or 80-80 in the game, until 80 supply. Of course, it's very good that you never get supply blocked in a complete game, but sometimes this is problematic if you lose pylons and stuff like that. But in the early game, in the first 5 to 7 minutes, you should never get supply blocked. And the last rule is not it's not the last rule, I'm sorry. Scout the front is very important, so you can identify what your opponent is doing. And you can see Parting does a lot of aggression here. He scouts the front and kills probes, he kills stalkers, he kills mechanics units. And the last part and the last rule of the mental checklist is map vision. That's a little bit complicated to do if you do not have watchtowers, but you can use pylons, and we'll see this part a little bit later in this video, because I prepared replays where you can see this map vision and where you can see how I use pylons on the map to scout my opponent and to gain good map vision. So this game is over. Mechanic tried to apply pressure. He built an early third nexus in this game, but Mechanic is not as good of a player, even though he is Grandmasters, as Parting, so Parting can kill him here. This is it for this part, and I see you guys next time. Welcome to the next part. This is NeoMT Proberto Ceres, and we'll use this map to train the mental checklist, to do our first step. If you never used the mental checklist, you probably should use an empty map without an opponent or a very easy AI. But I strongly recommend, after 5 or 10 games against a very easy AI, you try this map, because it's very important that you get punished if you make mistakes in the mental checklist.
Not enough minerals.
So we play Nexus first, but we won't play the Parting build order, because with the Parting build order I have problems defending the first push. And you try to be on this probe as much as possible. And while you switch to this probe, you constantly check your nexus, and you constantly build probes.
We need more pylons.
We always try to keep 2 probes in the nexus, and if this is 50%, we add another probe. So I forgot about my camera positions, my hotkey locations, and we'll now jump here and build a nexus here. Why am I moving through these gaps? Because I can show you my probe will regain hit points if I move through these gaps. So we missed a probe here, and we forgot about the gas, and since I have trouble executing this Nexus first build order, we'll build an additional pylon. Since we only take one gas, we have to prepare 8 workers to go into gas. And we'll now take the gas. We still have too many workers at the mineral line. I always like to keep 17 or 18. But now we'll mine at the natural and we'll use 3 probes in both nexi, because I really think you will have problems executing it otherwise. And with this mental checklist, you should never stop building probes if your second nexus is finished. So I missed the core and the second gate. And the second gate should immediately put on a hotkey. We check again where I'm building too many zealots, so we'll build an additional gate. Keep your money low, never forget. We'll jump to our location and use an army hotkey. You can practice the mental checklist with the staircase step 1. Oh, I'm sorry. I have to concentrate now. I will build an additional nexus now. And move over the minimap to the watchtowers. This map will attack you, so we should build.
We must construct additional pylons. Our probes are being attacked. That will take additional pylons. They're attacking one of our pylons.
You see, it's now impossible for me to talk because it's so much work to be done. And I forgot about the...
They're going after our probes.
I lost my building probe, very bad. And I forgot about my Twilight Council, but I think you will grasp the concept by now. You can take a look at my channel and Google for warp and drill, because this is very important to integrate in your mental checklist as well.
We are the blades of fire. Twilight for hire. Twilight for hire.
Our probes are under assault.
And I think we have enough.
We can't warp there.
And I forgot about my mothership core again. This always happens on this map. But I think you should grasp the concept. This is the next step and the next part.
The add-on has been constructed. You must construct additional...
This step is called mental checklist, and it's important to learn for all races. I will show it with Terran because with Terran I'm used to doing the mental checklist. With Protoss I struggle with the warp and drill and the Zerg Occo cycle, or the macro cycle for Zerg, but you can both check out the videos in my channel. You can Google it as well. And here you've seen an important step with the mental checklist. I cloaked my banshees. I told my opponent Showtech, thanks Showtech, to build cannons, so I have to try to save my banshees. You can do this against an AI as well, but I strongly recommend to play this against a human opponent. And you've seen in the video beforehand that you have to use your I'm sorry, I'm struggling. Yeah, that you have to use your control groups to the maximum efficiency. I always use 3 SCVs in the queue because I'm too bad only having 2 SCVs in the queue. But I think it's okay to build 3 SCVs at once. But it's not okay to build 3 banshees at once. But you will see this as well. So what did I do? I put my orbital command on 2, my barracks on 3, my factory on 4, and my starport, which builds banshees, at 8. But I have rebind this 8 to a closer hotkey. If you use the core, this won't be a problem for you using all 10 control groups, but this should work with grid and standard as well. We'll unpause.
A mineral.
I will just take a quick look. This was a little bit of a mismicro here because I thought he had an observer ready, but as you can see with the units he has no observer. So my Banshee has to get in range into his units, but now I scout and I should check my production, which I do not, but I decloak. And I killed his Nexus there, I think, yeah. This was just a move via the minimap. I forgot about combat shield, I forgot about stim, because mental checklist to do is very, very heavy, very difficult, not very heavy. I always use heavy for difficult. And the A move over the minimap, or via the minimap, killed his Nexus. So everything is fine. My mental checklist and my harass paid off.
Mineral field depleted.
And I should try to build maximum supply. This is very dangerous because he could overcharge this pylon, but he forgets it. He will win the game, but
we've depleted a mineral field.
I've listened to depleting mineral field and I transfer my workers, but not as efficient as it should be. Situation is an important step of the mental checklist. As you can see here, this is very bad. Check my Banshee. I check my factory.
We require additional supply depots.
I built supply depots
that
with
necessitates additional
SCVs.
supply depots.
My Banshee is in place here. My Banshee is selected. I try to add stuff. I build Hellbats. While I'm microing the Banshee, I built SCVs, I built Hellbats, I built SCVs, I built Marines, I built Hellbats, and I think this should be it for the short introduction to the mental checklist. Please check out all the videos you can find in my channel, and more important, check out Day 9, because Day 9 does very difficult stuff using micro, using splits, while he explains the mental checklist, while he executes the mental checklist. And that's very important that you're able to do a little bit of his micro and a little bit of his mental checklist. But I think you've grasped the concept which I have shown to you, and I used the mental checklist. I produced stuff. You can see it here in the in the production, and I used a move which we learned in the staircase step 1. Thanks for listening, and we'll see us in the next part. Welcome to the next part. This is scouting, and your scouting options are, you will see I use scouting with stalkers much, but your scouting options are stalkers, sentries, adepts and Dark Templar, and of course the observer. Dark Templar should be used if you build a DT expand or a 1-base DT all-in, whatever you like. And most of the Terrans and Protoss people won't be having their depots down all the time, especially if there's a natural. And you can see, if you use move command, you can scout everything. Please take a look at my scouting videos and figure out if you scout that good. This is a sign of greed. This could be Cloaked Banshee play or Mars Raven if there are more than one starports. You will often use a stalker to scout the front. You can just make one shot and retreat, or scout for the natural, for the 3rd base or 4th base. This will tell you, okay, he's playing Marines and Triple M, Medivacs, Marauders, Marines and perhaps Widow Mines, but you should rescout. Very simple way to scout is just sending over the minimap.
I stalk through the stars.
Hallucinated Phoenix. And then you should take a look, if they fly through his base, you should take a look at his base and his unit composition. That's if you want to choose sentries and train force fields, you will easily have the energy to build Hallucinated Phoenix. Of course, an observer, if it's microed correctly, you have to be careful if behind the economy is a turret, then you should retreat with your observer. But your observers are very, very good, even if you build 2 or 4 to scout for hidden bases and for his 4th and 5th base. What requires, I think, a lot of multitasking is an adept, which scout the front. You can scout the front, move here in, and then escape and move back. If you have 2 of them, you can rescout very fast.
Let none deter.
But the cooldown is only 11 seconds, so
It shall be
you
done.
could scout even every 11 seconds with adepts. But most people in the lower leagues, even in gold, struggle with shading,
The Templar.
building probes and warping in, and press escape in the right moment. But they're very, very good to scout the front. So that's it for the scouting part. You do not, you could build pylons on the map, but I will show a specific replay which will show that. You do not have sensor towers, you do not have scan like Terran does, but this is very simple, and you should start with a stalker. Sentries are very simple too. Scouting with a Dark Templar is only recommended if you want to play Dark Templars very much. But I think sentries and adepts should be trained in the Staircase Step 4 and Step 5, especially then in Step 6. Thank you very much for listening, and please bear with me. We'll see us in the next part. Welcome to the next part. This is scouting. And take a look at the minimap. I built pylons all over the place, and I scout the front with a stalker. The stalker is my scouting hotkey 0 or circumflex, and this guy attacked me with an oracle, so this pylon would have spotted the oracle. And oftentimes they try to avoid the watchtowers. It's very important you take the watchtowers. Watch the minimap. The watchtowers and pylons placed like this are important to get map vision. But since many warp prisms and oracles fly through this space, when I take my third base or my fourth base, I build pylons here and a warp-in gateway, so this warp-in pylons are faster. And it's a little bit late for that, but you can see, I see the minimap, and I react. I move my army over the minimap. I attack move my army over the minimap. He builds a good unit composition, he builds Blink, he has updates, but he has not enough drones, not enough probes. He uses micro, but his army value is just not enough. So it's important you stay focused, build 70 to 75 drones. And in upgrades we're even. It was a Gold League player. And as you can see, my minimap vision is still able to see this disruptor. He does not try. I should rescue this probe. But this is the part about scouting, which is called map vision. And I scout the front again. I should not lose the stalker, but I do many mistakes. But on the other hand, the other guy will die now, because my army value is way higher. And I have more bases. Here's my next base. I should take a look at my saturation. This is very bad. I really have to see this symbol here. But this is about map vision, and if you have not seen the Pick Daily 32, then take a look at it. I made videos about map vision and scouting too. Please take a look at it, and I see you guys in the next part. This is the next part, and it's about scouting. It is called Scout the Front, Scout the Frigging Front, like Day 9 used to say. I scout his third base, his possible locations I see on the minimap. Okay, there is no third base, and right now I should scout the front, and I use the mental checklist to build additional stuff. I see, okay, there is nothing. I do a little bit of stutter step, build probes again.
Research complete.
And now I search proxy pylons, and people who scout are often rewarded with stuff they didn't expect.
Upgrade complete.
Take the watchtowers, as I told you, it's very important. And there is a warp prison. Okay, I chase it.
Glorious combat is
I should
upon
not
us.
be able to get it, but since it's headed in the north and tries to attack me, I almost got it, only 8 hit points. I place a cannon here and I place a cannon here. I'm very far ahead in workers. I'm a base. My third base is will be finished much more earlier than his, and so it's no problem to get these cannons, but I think I should have placed it here or here. Well, you will forget about it, and that's the most important part about scouting the front. Scouting for pylons, scouting for overlords with stalkers. I now protect my base because I know my third is will be finished earlier than his.
Upgrade
And I take a fourth base because I heard mineral field depleted. And since I know I'm ahead in economy, I will build a nexus so I can attack his third nexus or fourth nexus a little bit easier. But again, I scout for hidden bases. Just a move over the minimap, and then I should scout the front. I don't know. Yeah.
base is under attack.
No, he's attacking me right now. But now now I scout the front.
Let our enemy know our
And here's his third base, and I scout it with a stalker. I strongly recommend that you run one scout unit and try to scout the front as much as possible. See you guys in the next part. This is the staircase step 4, and this is punish mistakes. I scouted that
Additional supply depots
this Terran guy built 2 gas and a depot before he even got a barracks, so I decided to cannon rush. Punish mistakes is all about mental checklist and good scouting and reacting to it. We'll see many different options you have to punish mistakes. You can experiment. This is the fun part, I think, about the staircase, that you can do whatever you want. You do not have to stick to a build order, but of course in the long run you should play a solid build order. But if you want to have fun and just want to try out a cannon rush, I played it reactively. I reacted to my opponent because he built such a strange build order, and I could have improved some parts of this game. Building constant probes, I built an early nexus, and I could have more easily built a photon overcharge, built a mothership core and photon overcharge this, and this is totally garbage. This is zealot is walking through, and why are these 2 zealots attacking a depot? And I should scout this base, but I think he will fly it out, or will an SCV. I think it doesn't matter. There will be a hidden base, and I will not scout it.
upgrade complete.
Or does he flies this? Oh my god, he flies this to here. Oh my god! Okay, This is silver level, but we'll
Add-on
see
complete.
gold and platinum as well. Thank you very much, and I see you guys in the next part. Welcome to the next part. This is a very strange build order by my gold opponent, Gold Terran. And I scout 2 mistakes. Okay, he takes 2 gas early on to build Marauder. Though I play Zealots, there should be no fear about Marauder. And the second mistake is I'm going to punish that he has no wall. Very, very strange that he did not wall his ramp, because against Protoss you always have the possibility to deal with adepts. There are my 2 zealots, my mothership core, and since Marauder are not able to shoot in the air, I just attack with my mothership core too. So if you scout a big mistake by your opponent, try to punish it. This will improve your game sense in the long run, and this will improve your scouting. This is the next mistake. He builds 3 base immediately without having a proper army or proper static defense. And again, let me remind you, the staircase step 2. You split 1 zealot to move into his economy, just shift some SCVs, and this zealot is dealing with the marine, and my mothership core should deal with the marine too. Oh, my mothership core will kill SCVs as well, and I'm very far ahead in workers, constantly produce workers. I will take a look in his vision now. Yeah, the game is over. 10 to 58 workers. I now move with my zealot here, move command, and then a move. Easy win. Because my opponent made too many mistakes and I punished his mistakes. Thank you very much, and I see you guys in the next part. Welcome to the next part. This is a Basel Reef and Gold League. I have to, take a look. I think I will get cannon rushed. I sometimes die to cannon rush, but I think I win 70% of the time. I clicked on the forge. I follow his probe, and now I'm going back to mining. I should take gas. Or no, I will take a Nexus. And we play again. Catch the probe. Kill the cannons. Just stay calm. His probe is dead. Probe's lost 2.
You must construct additional pylons.
And I really should build probes, because my Nexus will be ready any minute.
You must construct.
And she tries to cannon rush again, even though I have 3 zealots. Always produce zealots, like you did in the staircase step 1. And then just go and fucking kill him, like day 9 used to tell you.
Highlight. Highlight for iron. Highlight.
So
I'm here in the shadow.
now I see, okay, he missed that there are no
For iron.
pylons at his natural. So we'll just reverse the cheese and just build pylons in his base.
We embrace the glory of for iron. I'm here in the shadows. I'm here in the shadows.
Very straightforward game. My money is way too high. I should just build more gates. But the game, of course, is over. So, he did a cannon rush. I saw, okay, he has no pylons here, he cannot photon overcharge me, and then just build pylons in his base and photon overcharge, so his buildings and units will be destroyed. This is some form of punish mistakes by your opponent, and the mistake was that he cannon rushed me and did not build a proper defense at home. Like pylon, cannon here, and one cannon per economy. He just thought he would survive without static defense, which was a mistake by him. Thank you very much, and I see you guys in the next part. Somehow the game is stopping, okay. What did I scout so far? He's building only planetary fortress. He's building hidden bases. This is typical. I wanna go battle cruiser or Mars tank or Mars Banshee, Mars Cyclone, whatever stuff. And what is his mistake? Those guys can't play macro very well, which you can see in the upper right corner. I'm on 70 workers, he's on 30. And the only thing I am not allowed to do is die. So planetary fortress cannot scan. So I will just build DTs and kill him.
Mineral field depleted.
And I will build proxy stuff as well. And I will build a lot of immortals. This is, I use the staircase step 5. So this is a little bit of a preview of the staircase step 5. But building immortals would have been sufficient. And now you can see, okay,
Defense systems failing.
Dark Templar and immortals are very good in killing planetary fortresses. Again, I'm far ahead, so I should not die. I kill all of his SCVs, and then I kill the planetary fortress. Should not lose my mothership core.
From the shadows,
So he builds proxy barracks. Interesting move. My situation is very bad.
mineral field depleted.
I build pylons everywhere to scout where he builds hidden bases. And then I just move up the ramp.
We embrace the glory.
And again, I kill him. Now he has a raven. but his Raven was too late, and there he is defeated. Mistake, he built hidden bases, I scouted them. That's important, use your multitasking to scout for hidden bases. On large maps they're very popular in the moment. First mistake, and he did not build a Raven early on, so he could not scout my Dark Templar. Which I reacted to him because I scouted he did not have an orbital command show, so he could not scan. Thank you very much, and we'll see us in the next part. So, welcome to the next part. We'll take a look at the Terran, because this guy plays a counter strategy to mine. I built 2 bays using 3 zealots to take a look at him. My zealots, as you can see, are on the other side of the map, so they cannot defend my base. But this guy is greedy. Instead of just killing a few drones, jumping back and forth, killing all the drones in the gas here, he gets greedy.
Add-on complete.
And he's in the range of my pylon. The next major mistakes he will make is lowering this depot. And since his Reapers are gone, I think, okay, let's take a look what we can do with Zealots and a Mothership Core. This is a risky move because I don't know if he has. He could have just rebuilt the Reapers, but he did not. So the risk paid off. His bunker is not ready, and now I am able to move in. I should move in with everything, but okay, 3 zealots are sufficient. You can see he has only SCVs, and again I use my technique to kill SCVs with 1 zealot. You will lose 1 depot. And charge is now ready. You will lose even more SCVs, and the game is over, of course. You can see I jumped to my base. I don't wanna lose my zealots to his Widow Mines. I'm sorry for stuttering. And I kill SCVs with my Mothership Core. Let's take a look on how much. Yeah, 3 kills, 4 kills. He has to lift up his base. And I now will kill this tank, I think. No, I won't, because too much heavy. But this stuff here, beside his 2 Reapers, were killed by my 4 Zealots.
You want a piece of me, boy?
So I think this will wrap it up. You can see he has only 19 workers, I have 62. I'm on 3 bases. He's on 2 bases. Has only 1 mule. Yeah. And my 4th base is incoming. I should take more watchtowers. And I should build pylons so I can detect drops, so I cannot die. But this will be it for this part. Thank you very much.